I feel like the whole world has no real clue about hashtags. A quick Google search I recently did mostly pulled up some strange blogs pretending to know how they work. Hint, they most likely do not. So for the past few weeks, I set into a journey of trying to understand them better, and I've actually found out some pretty interesting stuff. So let's dive deep into the inner workings of the Instagram hashtag feature and how you can actually use them effectively to grow your Instagram account. Plus, we're going to talk about some new and handy tool that I actually use that makes things a lot better. It all started about a few months ago. What seemed like a short glitch at the beginning turned out to be the harsh reality for a lot of Instagrammers. The hashtags didn't work anymore. Not for me, not for a lot of my friends, and not for a lot of my clients. And just like that, a surefire way of growing on Instagram actually just seemed to be gone. Turns out there are some ways actually to massively up your chances going from this to this. So before we get into the actual strategy, let me try to explain to you how the algorithm behind the hashtag feature works, at least what I think it works. Because as you might know, there's no surefire way of, knowing how it actually works. But, well, in short, they pretty much know everything. They take your image's metadata, track it, what's in it. They take your location where you took the picture, and even if you turn the location feature off, they still most likely know. How, you ask my friends? Through image recognition technology that has advanced a lot over the past few years. And I did a video about these things when I first found out about it, but just for all of you people who are new here, they pretty much have a similar software to this, probably even a better one if you ask me, because all the data from Facebook, stuff like that. But putting in a recent picture of mine in a similar software from Google, it shows how advanced these things are. They even know what kind of car I have, even though the car is kind of blocked. They see the text. Basically, it's super advanced. Anyway, what I wanted to say with that is to keep your hashtags and the content as closely aligned as possible and super relevant to what you have in the picture. I've noticed that doing that significantly ups your chances of ranking in one of these hashtags. So, for example, you have a picture with a guitar in it. If you say a hashtag Fisher equipment, hashtag I love fishing, stuff like that, right, it's probably not gonna work. Speaking of ranking, let's get into that a little bit deeper. As you might know, Instagram has huge pools of hashtags out there, ranging from all different kinds of hashtags, and they even recommend that. If you go into the explore page, for example, or in the search bar, they recommend similar hashtags, so they track that, they know what's going on. And naturally, you're gonna want to rank for hashtags where a lot of people click on it and a lot of people search, right? Well, here's the thing, my friends. If there's a lot of people checking it out, means there's also a lot of people posting there. Thus, your competition goes up, which is kind of bad, because if the competition is high, you decrease your chances of ranking there, right? And this, my friends, is where data and some analytics come into play really handy. This is where the strategy actually starts. So if anybody wants to get some free internet points, just put the timestamp of now in the comments and, be happy for the rest of your life. So the first thing that you want to do is whip out your phone and, take a look at all of the hashtags. Let yourself guide by the hashtag feature. Just do a lot of search, take a lot of time, and search out all the relevant hashtags that you have for your niche, for whatever your content is about. Write them down, small ones, bigger ones, they're all equally as important. What you want to do then is you want to group them into how big they are, how many people post there, what the top 9 posts consists of, meaning the content, the likes, how many likes they get, ideally how many likes they get within the first few hours, plus also ideally how many people post there per day. And we're going to talk about this in a minute. Basically, you want to group the hashtags in 3 different categories: easy, middle easy, and hard but achievable. For example, you see that you easily get, let's say, 150 likes per post within the first few hours of posting. You want to take your easy group and take hashtags where you see the top 9 posts mainly consists of posts, let's say, with 120 to 150 likes. Because if you rank on those, chances are, your reach will get higher, not lower, higher, meaning you get a little bit more likes, meaning you can rank in the second category, which I call middle easy. It basically consists of some posts that have a little bit more than you usually have. Let's say 200 to 300 likes, or like 170 to 300. You have to do a lot of research. You have to do a lot of trial and error. Okay, don't just take my word. Up these things by 50 each time. No, you have to go with the flow. Social media is never like a straight system that comes after one another. It's actually individual for everybody. That's why you have to try a lot. Anyway, in the second group, you're gonna do, let's say, 200 likes or 170 to 220 likes. And, you know, if you rank in the first one and you manage to rank in the second category, you know, see where I'm getting at? Your reach probably gets a little bit higher again. And then you probably get a little bit more likes, resulting in you ranking for the hard but achievable tree. Extra tip, my friends, just because the Instagram system is super weird and super strange and sometimes makes no sense at all, you know, still put in a lot of super unachievable hashtags in there. Just because I see sometimes you still can rank on those, which means awesome. You know what I mean? And for all of you internet people asking in the comment section right now, you know, do you have a tool for this that can help us do it? Yes, I do, my friends. Something that I actually use personally myself. It's called Hashtastic. I actually reached out to the creator of this tool and we're like, you know, my friends on the internet, they kind of want something free. And turns out he actually programmed a free version for all the basic things that we just talked about right now. You know, just because of you, you know, so asking sometimes goes a long way. A link is in the description, by the way. Anyway, all these things, of course, they're only one piece of the pie. Another piece is actually chance or a lot of luck. So if you ask me, another piece is actually data and analytics. And this is where we dive even deeper into the whole matter. So for example, we talked about the daily average post count, meaning how many people per day post on that post, meaning the more competitive your post is. And Hashtastic actually, they track the daily average post count, so you know what's up. And sometimes if you dig a little bit deeper into the whole matter, you find out some actually really interesting things. For example, hashtag Dapper Farm, they have about 186,000 posts in total, but they only have 27 average posts per day, which means awesome. You know, your chances of ranking there are pretty high. Also, you know, speaking of it, you can also analyze your hashtags. You can see if there's some trends. You can find some emerging trends, stuff like this. Plus, you can actually let them filter a list like the three categories that we talked about before. You can let them do that. And I think it's for the free version as well. So, you know, don't worry about that. Anyway, another thing that I found out which helps a lot for, you know, ranking actually in the hashtags is finding out the velocity of the likes those posts in the top 9 get. For example, you see, you know, the likes usually get about 100 likes only in the first hour. And you know you have 120 likes in the first hour, right? You know what to do. Rank for those hashtags because that it ups your chances to be there, at least, you know, in the beginning, which is super great. The last thing that I want to cover here is a very new and handy feature that they call the account scanner. And basically you put in your competitors. You can see, you know, if you have competitors, just put them in. You can see their growth, of course. And then you can see all the hashtags that they use, stuff like that. You can track those hashtags, of course, kind of see how they perform. And it's actually, I've actually not seen any other platform have that feature. And it's actually kind of handy because you can see, you know, if you have some competitors that are kind of on your similar level, you can track them and see, okay, they're growing a little bit more than I do, probably because of hashtags maybe. So use those hashtags to your advantage and dethrone those people. Anyway, I actually don't want to sound too salesy here on this video because I know it's like with a lot of tools like this, they kind of sound a lot of, you know, they sell you the world. They're like, yeah, this works amazing and this is the best thing ever. And in reality, you use it and it's kind of like, meh. You know, it's okay, but that's about it. Anyway, that's why I reached out to the creators and I was like, tell me what this whole thing is about. Tell me how you get your data, actually. Turns out they have a system, they developed a system or something like this, don't ask me. They scan all the hashtags hundreds, thousands of times, you know, every day, stuff like that, so they have accurate data. I also reached out to some other tools to ask, you know, just to ask what's up. Turns out they don't really do it as thoroughly, and some people even told me working in those tool departments, some other tools have a error rate of about 30 to 40% because they get the data by, you know, just looking at it once or twice and then kind of, you know, guessing the things, you know, kind of AI stuff, whatever. Anyway, Hashtastic, they told me it's not like this. They don't have apparently a error rate of 30 to 40%. And actually, you know, I wouldn't say this to you because I've used it myself and it works pretty well. And it kind of pans out because you can actually see some results. Anyway, if you want to try this whole thing out for free, you know, just for you, I managed to get a free version. The link is down in the description. And you know, it's actually worth it. I think if done correctly, because lots of people, they don't think about hashtags anymore just because they thought it's broken, stuff like this. But if you use the hashtag feature in a correct way, you can up your chances a lot and stand out from the rest. You know, just if you want some help, like I said, this tool, Hashtastic, awesome. It's in the link down below. It's free. You know, I managed to get a free version, at least for you, just for you guys. Yeah, that's about it. My name's Dominic, if you're new here. You know, if you have any questions, just comment down below, of course. My name's Dominic, if you're new here. You know, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And, you know, bye. Bye. Reach out to the creator of this tool. Oh, come on. Actually, reach out to the creator.